In January 2015, a group of film students from New Zealand were recording outside their school at Auckland's Parnell railway station. The footage you're seeing now was filmed by a student named Chris Meir. For a few minutes, Chris and his friends were just having fun and goofing off while filming, but that's when they noticed a man and a woman hiding in the tall grass next to the station. Both were wearing unsettling white masks and staring directly at the camera. At first, Chris and his friends assumed the masked individuals were probably just pranksters from the school trying to freak them out, which is why you can hear the group laughing in the footage. However, the students later admitted that their laughter was more out of nervousness, as they were genuinely terrified. Upon closer inspection, they noticed something chilling. One of the figures seemed to be holding a pistol. As the couple moved too close for comfort, the group quickly ran back to the main road. They later reported seeing a police helicopter approaching the scene. While it's unclear who exactly called the police, research suggests that this wasn't the first time the couple had harassed others. Earlier that same week, they had terrorized a woman at Auckland's Domain Park but left before the police arrived. Once the police arrived at the train station, Chris and his friends gave their report. Afterward, the Auckland Police Department shared a post on Facebook urging the suspects to come forward and warned civilians to stay away from the masked couple. They also cautioned that if anyone saw someone carrying what looked like a weapon, they couldn't tell if it was real or fake and would have to treat it as if it were real. Soon after, the suspects reportedly came forward to speak with the police. Throughout the investigation, authorities didn't release much information about the identity of the suspects, the authenticity of their weapons, or their motives. However, one thing was clear: this wasn't just a harmless prank. In fact, when some people online accused the students of staging a stunt for attention, a spokesperson from the school clarified that the masked individuals had no connection to the school. A police spokesperson later confirmed that the weapons were fake, but I couldn't find any official confirmation on this. To this day, very little is known about the suspects and why they were harassing people. Regardless of their intentions, it's fortunate that Chris and his friends managed to escape before things took a dangerous turn. In Japan, near the base of Mount Fuji, lies a forest known to locals as the Sea of Trees. The forest grew from a 30-square-kilometer patch of hardened lava, a result of Mount Fuji's last major eruption. Over the years, though, the Sea of Trees has gained a sinister reputation as a place where people go to end their own lives. In fact, if you venture deep enough into the forest, it's not uncommon to stumble upon a body. Near the forest's entrance, a sign written in Japanese reads, "Quietly think once more about your parents, siblings, and children. Please don't suffer alone, and reach out first." In July 2017, urban explorer and YouTuber Burbex ventured into the forest to document his exploration. While the video started innocently enough, it quickly turned unsettling when he stumbled upon an abandoned bike. "I'm only a few meters away from the road," Burbex said, "but I've already found an abandoned bike. It's actually a pretty nice one. Let's take a look." Upon closer inspection, he found a knife, and in a bag near the bike, a note. The note read, 1211 verified Fujiyosha Police Station verified, suggesting it was evidence left behind by someone who had gone to the forest to end their life. The thought of how many lives have been lost in that forest is chilling, and even more disturbing is the fact that any random person could stumble upon such evidence. Over the years, the Japanese government has tried to address the problem by installing security cameras and training volunteers to speak with visitors contemplating suicide. Still, these measures haven't stopped the tragic occurrences, and media attention has only added to the sensationalism surrounding the forest. In early 2023, David Meredith was taking his usual evening stroll through his neighborhood in Red Deer, Canada, when he saw a bull moose grazing near a tree. Wanting a better look, he hid behind the tree, but that's when the moose turned and charged directly at him. To understand the danger, consider this: an adult male moose can run faster than 35 miles per hour. nearly twice the maximum speed of an average human. Though moose aren't typically aggressive, they can trample and even kill a human if they feel threatened. David, fearing for his life, managed to climb a nearby tree to avoid being gored by the moose's antlers. Once in the tree, he began recording, his nervous breathing audible as the moose stared at him. After about 30 seconds, the moose charged back and forth, clearly agitated. According to David, he remained in the tree for over 10 minutes before the moose finally gave up and ran off. After waiting another 30 minutes, David was able to climb down safely. In February 2018, Greg Harris uploaded a GoPro video of himself riding an ATV on an unnamed trail. At first, everything seemed normal, but suddenly something disturbing happened. A metal wire had been set up between two trees, and it caught on Greg's helmet, stopping him abruptly. Had he not been so fortunate, this trap could have easily decapitated him. In the video description, Greg explained that the wire was at helmet height, and his speed prevented a worse outcome. Sadly, these kinds of traps are common in the dirt biking and ATV communities. They're often set by people trying to keep bikers off their land or by disturbed individuals who want to cause harm. In this case, it's impossible to tell who set up the trap, but it's clear that if the wire had been just a bit lower, Greg might not have walked away from it. Fortunately, he came away with only minor injuries and used the video to warn others about such dangers. In the summer of 2014, a man named Chris was biking in the mountains near Fernie, British Columbia, when he noticed an animal in the tall grass. Realizing it was a mountain lion, he started recording. The footage shows the lion emerging from the grass, stalking Chris. Mountain lions are rare, but they have been known to attack in certain situations. If you find one stalking you, there's no doubt you're in danger. After a few minutes, the lion began to approach more quickly, and Chris made the critical mistake of turning his back and running. As he walked toward the trail, the mountain lion continued to stalk him and cut him off. Finally, after a few tense moments, the lion turned and disappeared into the woods. Though Chris survived the encounter unharmed, it's a reminder of how close he came to a deadly attack. If the lion had felt more threatened, the situation could have turned very differently. In March 2019, a 5-year-old girl from Fair Lawn, New Jersey, was playing near a creek in a wooded area behind her home when she discovered a pile of clothing. Strangely, the clothes appeared to have been cut from someone's body and had suspicious red stains. After confirming that it was only women's clothing, her father, Dave Kuroda, called the police. Though the clothes had clearly been in the woods for months, the suspicious cuts and stains raised concerns. The police tried to see if anyone could identify them, hoping it was just a prank. However, no one came forward, and until the clothing could be linked to a crime, the case remained unsolved.